Good afternoon to everyone. Welcome to the third month of the Starseeds Fellowship. Well, in this live stream, the proposal is to talk about the mental and the astral travel. And I want to explain it because this is crucial for the alien contact. So in order for us to make alien contact, we need to know that. So that's why I want this month to talk about it. In the end of the class, if someone has questions, just let me know, okay? So to begin with, I want to talk about the 7 manifestation vehicles. That is the way how the conscious get manifest into this world and into the other worlds. So to begin with, I want to explain a little. I don't know if the video has a little delay, but I will talk a little slower because of that. To begin with, I want to talk about the 7 manifestation vehicles according to a Brazilian method that is called apometry. The apometry comes from the word apo, that means division, separation, and metry, that means something that you can measure. So it's about to have in mind the 7 vehicles that we have, that through these vehicles we get manifestation into this reality. And in that technique, when they get in touch with them, when they are starting making healing, because this is a technique actually for healing, they just divide every single body and they heal each one of them. So as you can see here in this graphic, this is the 7 vehicles that we have, that the consciousness use to manifest in the earth. Starting from the very beginning, that is the physical body, that is the one that actually manifests in the 3rd dimension. But then we have the double etheric body, then the astral, then the lower mental, then the superior mental, then the buddhi, and then the atma or spiritual. And I will explain each one of these bodies and what's their function. And based on that mentality, on that reasoning, we will understand also how does the astral and the mental travel works in order to get started with the alien contact. So the first of all is the physical. This is a basic one. I don't need to talk too much about this one because it's the one we need to deal with every single day. This is a body that is very heavy. We actually lose a lot of freedom, a lot of our the spontaneous of our soul that cannot fly, cannot manifest fast with the mind, because through this body things happen very slow. And we also have the great responsibility to feed this body and to heal it, because it needs to work as an appropriate system. Like every single system in the body is integrated, and it needs to work well in order to make us manifest in this world. If someone gets a bug, like the bones or the heart, whatever system in our body gets a bug, then it will be harder to get manifestation in this world. We will suffer if we have physical disease or some problem. So this is the very beginning of the manifestation into the earth. And well, everyone knows how to deal with this body and how a lot of work that it gives to us. Well, the second one is the double etheric, and this one is the thirst for the chakras. This is where the organs has their luminous doubles. So since we were talking previously about the physical body, and we have our 7 main glands, and what happens is that these glands are responsible for the production of hormones and other important substances to have the equilibrium in our body. And what happens in this stage of the double etheric body is that our 7 main glands, they have their representation through power points in energetically, we can say, that are called chakras. So every chakra is related to as a main gland. So as we have seen in the course of the star seeds, in order to heal our body, we need to get in touch with every chakra and heal and read the information that the chakra also contains. This is actually the 7 main chakras, but we also have 5 secondary chakras, as we have been teaching in the course, and totalizing its 12 chakras. And every chakra is related to one DNA strand, totalizing 12. So in order to get healing of our DNA and activate our DNA, we also need to get in touch with our chakras. And this is the part with the double etheric body where we make this kind of job. Well, the third body is the astral. And here are the emotions and passions connected with the ego. Information. It contains the information, the emotional characters, impressions that are fixed on this body. The family and the relationship displacement are also there. The emotional lack of control, negative feelings, unresolved attachments, addictions. And it's linked to our psycho-emotional state, and it affects our immune system. And this body is important in the healing and the release process. So this body actually is the one that contains our duality mind, our ego. So it's one part that contains our duality as humans, the astral. We will see in the next one it contains also the duality, but this one contains also this duality, and it affects because it's like a copy of us. So every single characteristic that we have, the astral body also contains. So it's like a mirror of us. Then we have the lower mental body, and it contains the manifestation of the mind, the intelligence, the reasoning, the conscience, the ordinary thoughts. The perceptions and sensations, the 5 senses, are fixed in this body. Attachment to worldly riches, to power and pleasures will remain there until we are given up for our own benefit. So in this mind also we have our perception of duality, the same as the previous one, that is the astral body. So whatever we think about what is good, what is grown, I'm sorry for the noise of the neighbors. Whatever we consider our ethics, our mental conditions, we have storage in the lower mental and also in the astral body. So this is very crucial when in the moment where I pass to explain about the travel itself. Well, the next one is the superior mental body, and it keeps the thoughts, the concepts, and abstract ideas. So everything that is in our unconsciousness. So it's in our unconsciousness. It keeps the information of all the experiences that are correlate. So this body is more something unconsciousness, as Carl Jung were mentioning, that most of our healing process take place in this part of our mind, because we as humans we cannot just let the, the ethics and the things that we have been learned in our society. We also have a kind of more subtle behavior and something more considered as maybe an animal behavior, and all these conditions that we have are also kept in this unconsciousness, in this unconscious. So this body is also crucial when it comes to the healing. So the other one is the buddhi, that is the consciential, the intuitive, and the moral soul. And it stores the records, the memories of all our experiences, the incarnational experiences, either good or bad, the plans, and it supervises the incarnation program, receives new information from the upper dimensions. So this body is crucial. It starts talking about that is crucial for the information with the upper dimensions, that means with our alien brothers and sisters. So when we start connecting with this body that is subtle, when we start making all this internal work with us, developing us, and we start developing this point, this body, what happens is that we start getting in connection with our real starseed family. And that's the reason why it's important to activate these 7 bodies. And the last one is the Atma, or the spiritual. So this one is the I am, the divine sparkle. When you already know who you are and what your mission is in your existence. So it's the connection with all realities, with all the realities in the universe. So to the divine and its laws, where are kept the monastic structure that supports our earthly life, and the DNA codes and the original programs of each spirit, and it coordinates all other bodies. So this body is crucial because it's like the most subtle of the other ones. So it's the most highest connection with our family and with our origin, and it's important, crucial, because it coordinates the other bodies, the other 6 bodies. Let me see. I just want to go back to this presentation. As you can see back here, we have the 7 bodies. I don't know if you are seeing my mouse. Yeah, actually you can see my mouse. So this is our 7 bodies, and what happens is that we need to have them all aligned in order to make all the proper work to activate our DNA. For example, what happens here in an astral travel, I don't know if someone has been having a kind of experience with astral travel, but with the astral travel, what you feel is that like you see yourself when you look at your hands, and when you look at your body, and when you look at your reality, you see yourself as a ghost. You actually see that you are a kind of ghost. Even you can pass through walls, and you don't need doors. You can pass through walls, and everything is this. Your 5 senses are more strong, like the smelling, the colors, everything is stronger in that dimension, and then you feel you actually are in another dimension, in another reality. And this happens through the astral body. But as we saw, um, every one of these 7 bodies contains a different level of information. And when we are still talking about the astral and the lower mental, we are talking about informations that we are storing ourselves according to our vision of the duality. So it's not to expect too much if you make an astral travel that you will go to high dimensions, because depending on your mindset, depending on the vibration you have, you will be pushed to that frequency. So it doesn't matter. It's like you have been hearing examples of, if a Christian person make an astral travel, the most likely is that the person will see angels. But if the person is Hinduist and make an astral travel, the most likely is that the person will see a Vishnu or someone about this religion. So it depends on the condition of the mind of the person and the condition of that duality of the person. So you're still seeing that the astral body is still very conditioned by this mindset. And it happens also with the lower mental. We still have condition. But I want to point here that we can make 2 different kind of travels. The astral travel and the mental travel. Uh, it's more common to make an astral travel when you start developing your own energy, meditating, connecting with your energies, with your bodies, aligning your chakras. It's more usually that you actually make the travel through the astral body than through the mental. I've been having a lot of experiences with the astral, but less experiences with the mental, because it's a little more difficult to travel through a mental dimension. But through the mental dimension, you can break many of the limitations that an astral travel has. For example, this is an experience of mine that, just with the technique of the apometry, I've been trying to visit the Stonehenge. But again, my astral body is a mirror of my own body, so it's like with my energy, and like it's me. Like if I make an astral travel, unless I know how to manipulate the energy, I can change my form of the astral body. But most likely is that most of the people that performs astral travel, they go out with the same body that they have with the physical body. So I tried to connect with the Stonehenge place, but the thing is that the guardians of the place, they didn't allow me to go inside there, because they say like my culture and my mindset are different than theirs, and it's not like the frequency they can allow. So it's like it was a little weird. It wasn't like something racist or something against me. It wasn't something like this, but it was more like I'm sorry, this kind of mindset of yours, of your duality and your dual reality is not allowed here, so we cannot. And this is something, okay, you get disappointed, you cannot in, but you understand because you're still having these conditions and you cannot just let go to certain places. But with the lower mental is different, because you still having a little condition, but you have more freedom. So in the case of connecting with this kind of places, we actually can have more freedom to go in and out to connect with this kind of places, because we are using a subtle body. So when I was trying in that way, then I was allowed to connect with the Stonehenge through the lower mental. And this all seems like, no, come on, I will never perform something like this because it's really difficult. You need to born with this kind of connection and this stuff. But actually, it's not that difficult. It's something that personally I was developing myself with a lot of meditation and with a couple of techniques also. But it's something you can develop. The reason is, the question is why you want to develop it, because it's important to have a strong motivation in order to develop these experiences in us. So in the second part of the Starseeds video, we will start making connection with the Egyptian temples. There are seven, the seven main Egyptian temples. We have a couple more, but the main are seven. And every temple is related to a chakra. So as you can see, when I'm teaching the meditations, what I'm doing is using the connection, the travel through the mental. And this is the reason why maybe you can say, why shouldn't I make an astral travel to an Egyptian temple instead of just going by my mind? And the reason is why I explained before with my personal experience with the Stonehenge, because we're still very limited. We don't understand completely their culture, their mindset, their frequency. And the astral travel, the astral body will condition us a lot if we try to make connection of such amazing spiritual places by using our astral body that is conditioned. So this is the reason why our goal here is to use the mental travel with the connection with the Egyptian temples. Because by using our mental travel, our mental body in the temple, we will be more free to connect with everyone of the temple. So it's still be a work to do to self-develop ourselves, to try to break these conditions, this duality, all these perceptions about what is good, what is wrong. We're still having a couple of trouble with this. Personally, I am making a course that is a wonderful course, and I am studying all the cultures of the planet. And when it comes to the cultures, of some certain cultures that were, for example, making human sacrifices, or they were behaving like, as I can judge as weird according to my point of view. It's my point of view according to what I have been learned, according to the ethics the society has given me. So with this mindset, I will never get to understand these cultures. So the thing is to try to avoid your judgment in order to get the connection, the proper connection with those ancient wisdom, with those ancient cultures. And that is why we actually consider that it's better to use a subtle body, that is the mental, rather than a little more conditioned body, that is the astral. And this is how the bodies actually works. Something very curious, for example, is that when a person dies, the person loses the two first bodies, that is the physical and the double etheric. So when a person dies, what the person remains is the astral, the lower, the superior mental, the body, and the atma. These five bodies will remain with the person that is dead. But the first two bodies is the ones that they lose when we die. So something curious is that, for example, if the person who died had addictions when a person was alive in this reality, the person had certain addictions, for example, to alcohol. What happens is, even if the person loses the physical body and the double etheric body, the person will still feel this need to keep feeding himself or herself with alcohol, even if the person starts manifesting through the astral body. The person will still feeling this necessity to keep feeding the astral body with alcohol. So in this kind of cases, if the person is very conditioned, the person will just try to find a place or try to find some way to replace this feeling. So what the person do is, the person takes an alive person. When I mention alive, is like a person that is manifesting with a physical body in this third dimension, and the person, the dead person or the ghost, however you want to consider, um, tries to find a physical body of a person that in this reality is in the same frequency, that also likes to drink or to smoke, whatever addiction is it. So what happens is that the ghost make the connection with his or her astral body with the double etheric body of the person that is alive. And when I mention alive, is the person that has the physical body. So the ghost, the astral body, make the connection with the double etheric of the other person, and the physical sensation that the person that in this third dimension that the person feels will be channeled through the double etheric of the person, and it will be channeled to the astral body of the ghost of the person that has died. So this is something interesting, because then we can understand better how does the bodies works, and how does all this interchanging of energies works with the environment, with another people. This is how it happens, and we all the time we are dealing with the 7 vehicles. So our goal is to keep them alight. In a meditation, for example, when you connect with your inner guide, what you are actually doing is that you are aligning all the 7 all the 7 manifestation vehicles, the Atma, the Buddha, all the 7, you are aligning them. And this is how you say you are connected with your inner guide, because actually your inner guide is the Atma or the spiritual, and you are actually getting in connection with this body by aligning with your 7 bodies. So this is something important. So for example, with an astral body, since now you understand a little better that it's a more conditioned body, it's more difficult to get in touch with aliens. Because what happens is that aliens, they live in another mindset, in another dimensions, and they don't have this kind of humans experiences or feelings. So they are not conditioned by this duality as we have. And what happens is that if you get in touch with one alien, like that is really from a positive race, you feel that this being is actually the frequency is different. You don't feel that the person has judgments about what is good, about what is wrong. Like when we make an astral travel and we expect to find an angel, and these angels, of course, they need to be beautiful or handsome. It cannot be something ugly, of course. needs to be tall, needs to be blonde, blue eyes, something really beautiful for us. Because me, with my condition, I need to find angels with these characteristics that I consider are good. When you have this kind of connection with the positive alien races, you understand that they don't have these conditions. They don't have this like, the alien doesn't think like I expect to find something this or that, the beautiful, or with wings, or with white colors. No, they don't have this kind of expectations that comes from our human mind. So that's the reason why by making an astral travel is a little hard to find and to get in connection with positive alien races because of that reason. With a lower mental, still difficult. It's a little we have more chances, but still difficult because what I have been explaining, you still vibrating in the duality, and you know it will not be easy to get in connection with races that doesn't vibrate with this duality. So it can be possible, but still it will be a lot of conditions. And if you vibrate in this kind of energies, in this kind of mindset, if you find an alien or something that maybe it can be possible, maybe it can be actually a kind of manipulation. And that's how you will know also if you are getting manipulated or not. Because a negative alien race, they want to show us, they want us to see what we want to see. So that's why they get into that beautiful manifestation. And if you know that you are still vibrating in a lower body and you find some being like this, you must be careful. You must be aware, because maybe it can be a kind of being that just wants to show him or herself the way you want to see. So that's a reason, that's a point of the manipulation when it comes to the contacts. So many of the channelers actually, I know and I understand that with our nowadays, with our reality, it's really hard to vibrate all the time with the seven bodies, like with our complete consciousness, because we still having our conditions, we still living in this world that is very dual, that is a lot of duality, and we feel stressed all the time, or most of the time concerned with the sickness, with the virus, with this, with that. So it's not easy to keep in this vibration all the time. But when you try to make it with your heart, to connect and to align with the seven bodies, then you will have a nice connection to get into touch with nice alien races. So this connection actually starts, a trustable connection starts when you start developing your superior mental body, and the body, and actually the buddhi. This is Hinduist word that I don't know too much. Well, with this body that is subtle, and with the atma, or the spiritual body. So with these three last subtest bodies, you start connecting with something more trustable. And also you can experience also mental travels with these bodies to outside the planet, and even the solar system, or even the universe. Because with these three bodies, you are actually ready to get in connection with things that are more far away from us, what we consider far away from us. I remember also one day that I tried to, I was actually in an astral travel, and when we have an astral travel, we actually have full consciousness about what we are doing. And what I wanted is actually having a connection, simply go to the moon through using my astral body. And I actually went there, but what happens is that it was almost an accident, because I was with this astral body that is really, really conditioned body into outside the planet, and then you can so and so imagine what happens there. It was a bad experience. The energy of the moon rejected me because of this heavy body that I was traveling with, and then I went back to the earth. I want to try again, but now I know this time, because of my experience, I know that I need to use a subtle body in order to go there, because with this astral body it was impossible. But this is actually the secret, the technique of the astral and the mental body. This is how it works. This is how we connect and we get in touch with different places, different alien dimensions, and different races. So this is actually what I wanted to show you. I will just change my camera here. Here is it. I think the video has a little delay, but okay, and here it is. This is important to understand, because some of these are actually techniques that you can develop with, you need to have totally engaged with these practices. But actually in the end it's not that impossible to do, and we all can do that. And the goal of mine with this course is actually learn how to make mental travels in order to get in touch with subtle dimensions and alien races. So we can also try astral travels, and this is really natural, and I love to perform astral travels. But since I have been having my own experiences, I know how it is. So knowing that, I already recommend to have the mental travel, because it's something safer and subtle to get in that connection. So this is all I wanted to say today. I don't know if the few people that are with us has any queries, something it remains in their mind, in your mind, that you want to solve. I know the video is a little delaying, but just keep waiting for questions. Okay, doesn't seem someone has queries, so I thank you so much for this third month. I'm doing 1,000 things in my project of alien meditation, and especially because I am working with 3 languages, so you can have a little idea how much I am the chaos of my daily life, because it's dealing with a lot of tasks and in 3 languages. So I hope things are more calm in the next future, in soon, to have more time to feed the social medias with valuable information, and that this group is still growing. So thank you so much, people, for your presence. I hope you like this video, and even if you haven't been seeing the live stream, even if you watch this video later, if you have any queries, please just let me know in the comments that I will answer as soon as possible. So thank you so much for your presence and your attention.